Underway in this second half then, and Catalan Dragons will face the wind in this second period. They're 26-0 ahead, and so Celtic Crusaders will be hoping for a wind of change really in this second half. Catalan Dragons though with the first possession, and Bentley has it now. Got the last try of that first half right on the hooter for Catalan Dragons to give them this 26-0 lead. And Bentley this time offloads. Involved again, and now Bird looking always to offload, and important challenge there from Jason Chan to lock up that ball.
Surrender! Stand! 5!
Bentley moves in again as Muniz played the ball. Bosk with the kick against the wind this time. Seemed to get more distance than Matty Smith was managing in that first period. Maybe the conditions a little bit easier to deal with in this second 40. This is Anthony Blackwood. Muniz and Croker with the tackle. Smith for Tangata Toa. It's a big hit from Bentley, assisted there by Remy Casti. Budworth occupying the hooking role now from the substitutes bench for John Dixon's side. Problem perhaps for Ryan O'Hara in back play, just got to his feet a little bit carefully as Greenshields starts this attack for Catalan Dragons.
And that's the type of kick that we didn't see Catalans have to use much. He was really looking for a 40-20. He didn't hit it quite as well, Matty Smith, but we didn't see the Catalan Dragons have to do it much in the first half because they had such good field position, because they roll down the field well. Their big men get them forward, land on all fours, land in good position. Celtic was struggling to control the tackle, but I suspect with the Celtic Crusaders we may see a bit more kicking. This half we might see them even kick an earlier tackle count just to try to get some field position, because you're going to need that field position if you're going to mount pressure and try to convert that into points.
Bell finds Casti. Lupton with the tackle. Bentley for Bosk now. And Bird sees a space and tries to angle the ball over there. Lennon tidies up, but there's three of them around him immediately, and the ball has come free. Bird just alerting the referee Richard Silverwood to that fact. Penalty Celtic.
Well, it was deserved, wasn't it? I mean, you can see Clint Greenshields was in there. He's just helped the ball out, then tried to con the referee as if to say, "Sir, I didn't do that." He's dropped the ball in the tackle, but it was correct decision by Richard Silverwood, and just advances Celtic a little bit further down the field now, and we'll see what they've got. See how they've come out in the second half. Are they going to change tactics? What's John Dixon said to them at half-time that would get them into a position to score points and get back into the game, because they probably will need to score first. I think there's no doubt about that. They've got to score first points here to be any chance of being in this game.
Matty Smith finds Tangata Toa. John Dixon, of course, involved in the backroom staff at the Brisbane Broncos, up against a Brisbane legend tonight in Kevin Walters. 11 years with the Broncos. It's the 6-time Premiership winner. Last one for Celtic Crusaders, and Lupton plays the ball. It's Smith who hoists the kick on the wing this time, and that's gone out on the full, so he hasn't quite got the trajectory right, Matty Smith, but you would forgive him in these conditions.
Well, as I said earlier, it's a very difficult night for kickers. It's a very difficult night for receivers. A lot of your practice is done in fairly good conditions, but it's very, very difficult to practice for anything like we've seen out there tonight with the wind as strong as it is. Although I've got to say, I think by the looks of things in this second half, it does seem to have calmed down a little bit. It doesn't seem to be as strong as it was in the first half, so it could well be that Catalan Dragons are going to have the benefit of the conditions in both halves.
That was Sebastian Martin who played the ball. This is Bell. Bentley. Bird. Short pass this time for Carlo. Effective tackle. Coming in from White. Bosk filters the ball back to Carlo again. White involved in the tackle once more, and Bale gets the ball away to Bosk on the last tackle. hoist the kick against the wind. Solid positioning. It was Lennon, and now Dyer. Risky pass deep in his own half there. Collected safely by Blackwood. Budworth, and now Tyra trying to burst through the tacklers. Gossard and Bell do their job on that Catalan right-hand side. Budworth. More good work from Bell, this time on Peter Lupton. Now Smith. Tangata Toa. Muniz. Casti. Put him on the deck. Smith with the kick. Aims for the other sideline this time. Again, the ball just skips off the turf. O'Hara plays the ball. Budworth spins it into Smith. This is Lupton. 3 gone. That's how close the Celtic Crusaders are to their first try in this game. It's Budworth who's trying to go himself. Repelled by Bosk. Gossard in there as well. This is Matty Smith. And then White. Ball turned back for Dyer by Lennon. Smith tries a delicate kick this time. But Croker, all the experience in the world, Super League's elder statesman, 36 now, stationed himself under the post to ensure that his side would get the 20-metre restart.
Well, it wasn't a great kick from Matty Smith, was it? It didn't really put anybody under pressure. Jason Croker read the situation well, claimed the ball in the in-goal area, and it's just enabled the Catalans to sort of roll down the field very effectively here. They're already up to over the halfway line on tackle 3, and they're a very good side in their transition phase and converting defence into offence, and that's what makes them so dangerous. That's why they can score points.
Looking for more points now as Bentley moves the ball away to Bosk. Now it's Greenshields through the dumb in. Greenshields is away. This is another try surely for Catalan Dragons, scored by Jason Croker, made brilliantly by Greenshields. And Jason Croker with the first try of the second half. It's his 3rd try of the season, and really where you left off as far as Catalan Dragons are concerned.
Well, Clint Greenshields again around the ball. As I said, anything will happen when he's there. Jason Croker, I'm sure he won't mind me saying the old man of Super League, but again, we spoke about the ability of this Catalan Dragons side to be able to convert defence to offence, and so quickly they went from their 20-metre line and they just again rolled along the field, played the ball quick, got themselves in a position to have a lateral play at them, and Clint Greenshields showed the ball inside, showed it out, got on the outside shoulder of a defender, and Jason Croker went through untouched. And he scored plenty of tries in his career, but I'm not sure he scored that many this year, Ben.
Well, that is his 3rd of the season in Super League. The former Australian international, 5 Australian caps, 5 appearances for New South Wales as well. Played in the 2000 World Cup, in fact, Jason Croker. And the week that the World Cup announced to return to these shores, of course, English shores I should say, as Bosk assesses this angle. It's a difficult kick for him. And again, he pulls it wide. Won't be too concerned though. Catalan 30-0 ahead now. Tyra for Smith, still holds on. Turn back. Davis again.
4. Move off his head. Go.
Former Wales student international before he made his debut for the national team. Geraint Davis. White for Budworth. Now Smith, pick ricochets. It's been played at, says referee Richard Silverwood, and so Greenshields picks this up with the Celtic Crusaders charging after him, but he's charging after them. One of the best kick returners in the Super League, Clint Greenshields, and showing that again there to launch this attack. Steve Bell.
It's what comes off that, isn't it? You know, Clint Greenshields really should have been collared on his own 30, maybe even 40-metre line if you're going to be fair to the Celtic Crusaders and say they should have got him there. But look where they are now. 15 metres out from the try line, 2 plays later.
Pello plays the ball. Bosk, Muniz. Takes 3 of them in the end.
Move, line! Line! Hold.
Budworth,
Go.
Withers in there.
Last.
This is Riles to play the ball on the last tackle, but the ball has come free and Riles holding his head. Looks like a shoulder problem, in fact, for Jason Riles.
Well, he's certainly in some pain. The way he got up there, he let the ball go. He couldn't even play the ball. He's in agony there. You wonder whether the way he's fallen. Well, it looks like he's fallen on the elbow, which could pop the shoulder. And you see him there. He's holding that. He's in a fair bit of pain, a fair bit of discomfort there. And although it seems as though it's coming good now. Let's just see what the referee does here, because he's let the ball go. You see the pass across. Just got caught awkwardly. It's difficult to say what's happened in that tackle, but he certainly was in agony. He got up and let the ball go. It might even be a little bit of a neck problem there, and now he's moving the shoulder around, but you can see him there grabbing at the side of the neck, and you just wonder whether he got caught awkwardly in the tackle. But referee Richard Silverwood has said, well, you've let the ball go. Even though you're injured, you've put the ball on the ground.
That's a knock on, and so Celtic get the scrum.
Yeah.
Not the most compassionate call, really, from Richard Silverwood, but
well, he probably has no choice in that situation. I mean, he's, you know, the players decided just let the ball go. It's a difficult one, but there's probably no room for compassion there, because the Celtic Crusaders would say, well, hang on a moment, you know, we're entitled to that ball. There's Jason Riles leaving the field. That looks like a bit of a stinger of the shoulder, or a little bit of a neck problem there.
Oh, go.
Dyer. This one coming up for the visiting side. Smith. Crossfield kick this time. First to react is Stephen Bell, and Bell launches the counter. Smith it is who gets the tackle in alongside Lupton. Extensive Super League experience, those two players, with St Helens and Castleford. Bosk. Wide is Bird, deeper is Bird, and Bird has lost the ball. It's reefed out though. Penalty Catalan. Maybe they want to end with another flourish here.
Marshall, what's up, mate? Wasn't even you.
Well, it's a bit of a loose carry, but when there's 3 men in the tackle and you're still going forward as an attacking player, you've won that battle. And I think when a ball comes out like that, I don't think the referee has any choice but to penalise that, even though it was a bit of a loose carry. But I think Greg Bird had deserved that, because he was still going forward when the ball was knocked out of his hands.
The try scorer against the Crusaders 3 months ago. This Pello rather forlornly in that mask.
Must have been some razor that he was using to have a shave.
This is Maguire, and Jean-Philippe Bale has the strength, does he? Bale, he's found the floor. The referee's going to have another look at it. This is another job for the video referee, Ray Tennant. They said they wanted to finish with a flourish, and Jean-Philippe Bale, has he been able to supply another try here?
Well, nicely worked short side play, a little decoy going through. Jean-Philippe Bale's body language, I've got to say, indicates to me that he probably didn't get it down, and I'm going to agree with him. It looked to me when he's come back and saw some of the players, sort of shrugged the shoulders, shook the head. Let's have a look at the put down. You can't give that a try. He's lost control of that. That won't be given. I'm sure that Ray Tennant will say that that will be a 20-metre restart.
Excellent work from Luke Dyer to deny that 4-pointer.
Wait.
And that's twice that we've seen that. We saw Mark Lennon deny Jerome Guisset, who was entitled to score that try, and Jean-Philippe Bale was probably entitled to score that, and we've seen two excellent pieces of defence on their own try line. And even though well, it's 30-0 with 6 minutes to go, but it could have been more. It could have been a more sizable score.
That's surely what John Dixon will take away from his first trip to Perpignan. Of course, only 4-0 in this second period.
Well, you've got to take positives out of any result. Doesn't matter what the result is, whether you win or you lose. You've got to look at things that you have done well. You look at things you haven't done quite so well. And here's the Celtic Crusaders on the attack.
Ben Flower, it was, rampaging through the heart of that Catalan Dragons defence for a moment. This is White, Lloyd White, tackled by it was Martins there. Kick finds Croker in his in-goal area again. Strolls out. Safety first from the veteran.
But if they could come up with a try, the Celtic Crusaders, they'd either draw this second half, assuming that Catalans don't score again, or even win it if they kick the goal, and that'd be something you talk about. So, well, okay, damage was done in the first half, of course. But, you know, second half performance is pretty good as Jamal Fakir goes through.
Rampaging run from Fakir, but not the best pass. Greg Bird it was on his inside. Couldn't take the ball in, but then Celtic Crusaders immediately hand the initiative back to Catalan Dragons.
Oh, it's been like netball.
It's an incredible run, this. An incredible try. Well, I was going to say an incredible try. It was Sebastian Martins. Looked for all the world as if he was going to score the try that would have brought the house down here in Perpignan. It was great work at the last to deny him.
Richard's forward must have had. We must be thinking, well, what do I do here? What sort of decision is it? Firstly, it was a poor pass from Jamal Fakir. And the Celtic Crusaders throw a bad pass. And Sebastian Martins, see you later, I'm off. And here's another desperate defender. They are 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Steve Tyra steals the ball. So that's really a knock-on. That's a knock-on against the Celtic Crusaders because the way that you watch the way that he gets in the tackle, terrific chase, and then he rips the ball one-on-one, but that goes forward, and the Catalan Dragons get the feed from the scrum.
And they could be just postponing the inevitable here because Steve Bell is in at the other corner. Steve Tyra in one corner did all he could to prevent a four-pointer. Has Steve Bell gone over, though, to give the last word to the Catalan Dragons?
Well, he's gone over. Whether he's got the ball, he certainly hurt his shoulder out of this, but he doesn't transfer the ball into his right arm. He keeps it in his left. He does now, right at the last stride. Is he in the field of play? Does he get the ball down in the field of play? Well, I'd need to see another angle. I don't know whether that ball cuts the line or not. But certainly Stephen Bell has come out of that with a holding his shoulder, and Catalan Dragons would be more concerned about the injury than perhaps whether he scored. The question mark is whether that, to me, whether that ball has been grounded in the field of play. I don't think he's gone into touch anywhere. Don't think he's cut the line. That looks like a try. I think Ray Tennant might sell Richard Silverwood. That's okay.
That's exactly what happens. Steve Bell awarded the try, but what about the defensive effort from Stephen Tyra? Prevented one try in the other corner, and it was he who made that last-ditch effort. Despite the scoreline being so heavily against the Celtic Crusaders, that will be one of the positives that we talked about as far as John Dixon is concerned, even though Stephen Bell gets another try for the Dragons.
Yeah, look, there's been a couple of times in this game where we've just seen some strange things happen, and it was a classic case there where Greg Bird got an inside ball off Jamal Fakir, and it was a poor pass. Celtic Crusaders picked it up. I think it was Ryan O'Hara. He went to the line. He went to slip someone through a hole, and it was a poor pass. Sebastian Martin picks it up and runs about 50 metres or 60 metres. Looks like he's going to score. Stephen Tyra says, no, you're not going to get over the line. I'm just going to stop you. A couple of metres short, he rips the ball out. One-on-one steal, which is perfectly legitimate, but in the ripping of it out, it goes forward. Nothing happens. Richard Silverwood says, right, well, we'll put a scrum down here, and it's going to be the Catalan Dragons' ball, and from that ball, Stephen Bell goes and scores in the corner. But terrific defence. Even though they've scored the try, it was tremendous defence, really, by the Celtic Crusaders, and they will take a lot out of this second half performance.
Only 3 successful kicks for Thomas Bosch tonight. This is a difficult angle. Again, he's pulled it wide. but I'm sure that he will not be too concerned about that. Catalan Dragons 34-0 ahead now. Stephen Bell touched down at the Brewery Field in round 14, a match we saw on Sky Sports. Is that the last word as far as this game is concerned? Restart taken brilliantly. It's Thomas Bosk.
At 34-0, the risk of a short kick-off, of course, means that you've given possession away on about the halfway line and just really made the other side. Well, they don't have to come out from 10 metres or anything. You've effectively sacrificed 3 or 4 plays there, but you want to get the football back and you want to try to get down and at least score some points. And this has become very, very sloppy here. Maybe they'll end up with the ball anyway. A bit of a push in the back there. Richard Silwood's allowed that to go on, so here's an opportunity for the Celtic Crusaders.
Geraint Davis does really well, and maybe there's a real positive for Celtic Crusaders here. Luke Dyer, Marshall Chalk, now Smith, and Tangata Toa. Fakir is there. Touch judge seeing something.
I can't say exactly where this spot was. Round the edge. Right, let's get on the report. There's a penalty here. Okay. Was Greg Bird. Right. Come here, mate.
Late tackle has been reported.
Should have been time off. Where's the captain? Is it, mate? I didn't mean late. He said he passed the ball and he's been it late, so the penalty is going to Celtic and it's going on report. Okay.
Greg Bird on report on the advice of the touch judge.
Well, we didn't quite see the instant, did we? But maybe we'll have a look at it a bit later. But Celtic Crusaders got 25 seconds to get on the scoreboard. Can they do it?
Well, what a boost this would be going into the next match for John Dixon and his team if they were to go over here. Budworth, that was White. Matty Smith finds Chalk for Lennon, and they're retreating, and Lennon for a moment seemed to be able to pass to Blackwood. He's held on sensibly, stayed in the field of play despite the attentions of Croker. Still in possession. 4 gone for Celtic Crusaders. And to add insult to injury, the referee calls time on this game. Celtic Crusaders in a great position, but this match is over. Hooter's gone, and Catalan Dragons a comprehensive win to put them back into the playoff picture. Led 26-0 at half-time, only added 2 tries in the second half through Jason Croker and Stephen Bell. But a satisfactory evening's work for Kevin Walters. Catalan Dragons have won this one by 34 points to 0.